Hey there, everyone. Sean Peers, President and CEO of Dental Peers, with today's installment of Meet Our Partners. And in a large respect, I don't think our partners today need any introduction because, to be perfectly honest, it was actually this company that was the link that got Dental Peers started. So without them, who knows? Dental Peers just may not exist. So I'm going to welcome on board Scott Kennedy from Henry Schein today. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me, Sean.
And everyone's surviving the world of this wonderful COVID lifestyle, right?
Yeah, we're fighting through each and every day. Even during this, each and every day is a little different with what's going on, but finding our way for sure.
Exactly. Just still lots of time on the world of Zoom.
Yeah, a little bit too much time during certain days. I can assure you that some days are longer than others, is how I'll say it.
So, Scott, I don't think for too many of our members you need much of an introduction. I think you're very familiar as a face and a person to most of the members of Dental Peers. But there may still be some people that don't know some of the changes that have gone on over the last little while at Henry Schein and some of the new roles that you've taken on. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's happening for Scott Kennedy's corner of the universe at Henry Schein?
Well, a little bit has changed. I'm still director of sales. I've changed my role a little bit. I've now reallocated more of my time to the Ontario marketplace. So I'm taking what's referred to, I'm the zone manager for Ontario, which means the Ottawa branch, the Toronto branch, the London branch kind of fall under my capacity. And I still doing my national training role with the sales team and helping everybody out as much as I can, whether it's with what everybody loves, CRM implementation and other things that we're doing along the way as well too. But yeah, always fun to take on new challenges, which I am enjoying quite a bit, and still getting out there, seeing customers when I can, and interacting them virtually and on the phone and text and all that stuff as well too. So a little bit changed, but not a whole heck of a lot. So.
And of course, try as you might, you still couldn't shake off Dental Peers. You're still looking after all of our members on that front, right?
That's correct. I mean, obviously, a big part of your membership in Ontario here, so happy to help them out. But for those outside of Ontario, if there's anything, feel free to reach out to me as well too. And if you need any local assistance, the branch managers, sales rep there, be happy to help as well too, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I mean, let's face it. As I said in the introduction, the history between Dental Peers and Henry Schein goes back a couple of years.
A minute or two.
It goes back a couple of years. Absolutely. I mean, it was a little casual sit-down conversation between my mom Eileen and Cy that basically was the birth of Dental Peers.
Yeah, that's it goes back a few years for sure. And Cy is now changed his role a little bit too, which maybe not everybody knows, but he's in his second year as an executive advisor with the organization, which is great. So I see him almost as much as I did before, not quite as much, depends if golf season's here or not. But now that we're in winter, he's on a lot of Zoom calls and whatnot. And always great to have him provide his insight and, onto anything we're working through, which is great due to his experience and what he's done in dentistry over the last 40 years. So really great to still have him on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know it's as difficult as it is to get out of the house these days. There's still a lot going on in the Schein world, things that members of Dental Peers obviously can take advantage of and everything like that. So I don't know at this point in time, any secrets or anything that you can share with us, things coming down the pipe in the world of whether it's Edge Endo or some of the other great companies and stuff that you guys are tied in with.
Yeah, we've definitely expanded those type of companies with our organization, Edge Endo, Reveal, which is a new aligner that we've launched the marketplace last year. And of course, that happened right before PDC. So, we kind of had to relaunch it again in the fall, and we continue to relaunch things as we fight through different shutdowns. Because I guess at this point today, as we speak, I think half of Canada is in the same situation as Ontario at the moment, kind of on pause. But yeah, Edge Endo is a great one to talk about, actually, Sean. And for those of you in Ontario who may have met this gentleman already. His name is Chris Nicholson. He's one of our exclusive product specialists. And he and I are working behind the scenes to present something to the Peers membership. Most likely we'll kick off February 1st, Sean. And you and I have talked about that a little bit, and I'm giving you a little peek under the tent as well too at the same time. But
we had a chat along with Chris, but I didn't know a date yet, so there we go.
Yeah, he and I have been working on a promotion for the group that you'll see soon to take advantage of some specials and stuff like that to say thank you for your support and your business. But yeah, and we plan on adding many more things like the Edge Endo offering under the umbrella as we go forward. So I don't have any concrete timelines on a couple other things that are coming, but I would say by the second quarter of this year, we'll have a couple major announcements to make for sure.
Always exciting stuff. There's never any sort of stones that are going unturned when it comes to life at Henry Schein these days, I think, eh?
Yeah, no, it's, you know what, it's different because of the fact we can't have that in-person interaction. But even when we were doing that in the past, there was always lots of stuff going on behind the scenes. And, you know, you and I talked for a couple seconds before this, and my days are just as long as they were before. Always looking at different avenues to try to bring the best portfolio to the marketplace. We have done a good job in the past of that. And funny enough, I think, you know, during this whole pandemic, a lot of companies had to look at themselves and figure out how they could do things better. And one of those channels we know is making sure our offering is more concise and there's a more value add in that offering, so that we can help, you know, support the solo practitioners that really make our business a success. So definitely more to come on that front, like I said a couple seconds ago as well too.
Absolutely. And we always look forward to any of the announcements and the work that we can always do behind the scenes. I think everybody knows we still kind of call it our blue book, even though we've joined the digital world and we're not necessarily printing off paper anymore, because who knows what to do with paper. It's like a foreign subject to us at this point in time. But
we're saving some trees, that's for sure.
We're working on saving the trees, absolutely. But, you know, I mean, that's something that, you know, as new products come out and get launched and things like that, we always have those conversations, yourself and myself. And then, of course, we get input from members of the buying group as well as to what items they would like to see added to the Blue Book as innovations arise. And that's something that our conversations are always ongoing. You have to put up with talking to me once in a while, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, those are always good conversations, as you know, and also with Eileen involved a lot of the time as well too. But yeah, there's always moving parts and things, you know, in our industry continue to evolve and change. And in my opinion, products continue to get better. And you know, just seeing the changes in what we're able to do today versus even when I started in this business, you know, 20 plus years ago, it's very, very different, which is, you know, so hopefully for the patient, they're getting, you know, the benefit of all that stuff, which I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are too. And I know everyone in the dental community has been working as hard as they can on that front as well. At the end of the day, we're here to please our patients, right? And Schein's there to help make sure that as dentists, you are able to look good to your patients as well.
Yeah, exactly. And if we can be of support in any way, obviously there's lots of different avenues, as I think everyone's well aware that we do. Happy to be able to help. And ultimately, like you said, Sean, that filters down to the patient that's supporting the dentist throughout all this, which indirectly supports us at Henry Schein. So we want that to happen. So you know, the dentist obviously is taking care of the patient. We're helping take care of the practice as well.
Exactly. And it's not just in terms of providing sundries and supplies and equipment. I mean, you can count on your Henry Schein team to help support you with business advice and inputs and suggestions on that front as well.
Yeah, lots of different tools available these days. You know, and you're right, outside of our product offering, I haven't really touched on house brand or anything like that yet, but that's a portfolio I should mention as well too, that continues to expand. We see that offering for us, you know, being north of 10,000 different products under that umbrella in the coming 18 months kind of thing. We're very close to that number already, but there's companies that keep coming forward, that makes sense. And yes, outside of that, as you've seen in the past, the practice analysis that can help show, where revenue is and revenue opportunities. And also back in the spring, we looked at the practice recovery planner for any doctor that really wanted to delve into how they get back to levels of what they were in 2019. That was a huge success, actually. A lot of doctors took advantage of that. And as simple as it was, looking at what you could do different in the practice to help service your patients at a higher level, I guess the information from that was really, really well received and utilized at a high level to help create success again in the clinic. So lots of tools like that forthcoming as well too. We always want to evolve in that regards.
Absolutely. And, one of the benefits as well for members of Dental Peers, of course, is the ability for us to work together on that, with the idea that some of the tools and the instruments and the information that you guys have at your fingertips that you can share with members of our buying group about their practice, we can then sort of step in and help work with the Schein team to be able to say, okay, how can we make things better for your practice? And that's just sort of the way that Dental Peers and Schein have been able to kind of integrate and streamline and just work better for our members over the years.
Yeah, as you're saying that, it makes me think back to May when we had the last type of interaction like this with the whole membership, right? And we had a great turnout that day. I believe we had over 60 dentists on the line that day. Yeah. But just talking about the simple economics of dentistry and where we were at that time and what potentially was going to happen down the road, which we did see in shortages and supply issues, that has been rectified to a very, very high level. And I would share with anybody watching this that from our perspective, even we've been able to catch up on the distribution side of things, meaning that back orders are starting to be fulfilled. Which is great, which means that dental manufacturers are not closed for COVID anymore. Their facilities and factories have opened back up and they're starting to produce at the levels they did before. Material availability is better. Unfortunately, in some instances, as we're all aware, the cost of those materials has substantially increased, which means certain parties are taking advantage, unfortunately, and that goes all the way right to the grassroots level of raw materials, and then from there on up all the way to transportation. I'm just reading something again yesterday. We spoke about this back in May, what the cost of an airplane out of China is these days. It's astronomical how much that's increased. Mm-hmm. So yeah, what I would say is, in regards to this part of the conversation, overall supply and demand has come back into line, which is good in most instances. And hopefully we start to see with some of those categories a reduction in cost so that, those things come back into line to where they were pre-COVID, which would be fantastic. So if I was to put a timeline on that in certain instances with things like gloves, unfortunately, it's going to be a little while before that does occur, because now you've got 7 billion people demanding gloves as opposed to what we had in the past, which was a lot smaller number. Obviously, masks are starting to come back into line quite nicely, actually quickly, which was good. But yeah, more good news in that regards to come as a little bit more time goes by and more vaccine starts to roll out, as you and I were talking about as well too. But we won't open that can of worms. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing that Henry Schein or Dental Peers can do to assist with the vaccine rollout.
No, exactly. Actually, I'll mention this to you. My dad actually asked me about that, and he was in business his whole life, and said, "How come Henry Schein doesn't distribute the vaccine itself?" And when you think about that and what that vaccine requires to be distributed, the minus temperatures and all that stuff, there's only so many vehicles that allow for that type of distribution. And obviously, we're not set up for that. Otherwise, we would have. And there's been a lot of debate around dental offices providing vaccinations in this regards, right? Because dentists give more needles than anybody. They really do, right? So no, that's true, right? You think about that, and that's not a bad thing. It's just the nature of what happens in a dental practice. But yeah, that never really worked itself forward, just because of obviously what the vaccine requires in regards to stability and storage, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, certainly from our perspective, it's always been a pleasure to be able to work with yourself and with the team at Henry Schein. It's certainly the longevity of the relationship. I mean, we've been around as a buying group since about 1985. So, we're 36 years working with Henry Schein or its predecessors. So it's certainly an honor to be able to work with yourself and the Henry Schein team. We do thank you for all that you've done to help support Dental Peers, to help support the members of Dental Peers. To help support our growth into new initiatives, as we were about to go into doing some more educational endeavors before the world got put on pause. Those will come back again, and I know that we'll be able to count on your support to be able to help us out on that front as well.
yeah, and goes back to when you and I were a little bit younger, obviously, when this whole relationship began. And you're right, it's been decades. And I think that's a testament to two business entities working quite well together to support those that are involved and being able to provide some advantages to those that are in the membership of peers. So in return, thank you for, to you and Eileen for the support over the years, and to the members for having their trust in us. Really, truly appreciate it. And like I said earlier, if we can be of support in any regards, because trust me, we know it's not easy right now. There's a lot of moving parts and pieces each and every day. Let us know how we can assist. That's what we're here for, and we'll be happy to do so. And again, thank you to everyone who's watching this for all that you've done for us over the years too. It is greatly and truly appreciated.
And if people have anything that they need to ask their sales reps about, they know how to find their sales reps. If there's anything that they would like to direct towards me that they want me to talk to Scott about, by all means, feel free to let me know. Scott and I are in regular contact with each other, and whether we do it electronically via email or we have a phone call or a video call, we always find a way to connect and always find resolutions to any little issues that may arise. So that's been a good part about the relationship that we've been able to enjoy for about 15 or so years between the two of us personally now.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I've been in Ottawa for going on. It'll be 15 years coming up in a couple of months. Where did that time go?
We had a lot less gray hair back then, didn't we?
Yeah, and a lot less hair actually. I did back then, but
well, speak for yourself. I had more.
Yeah, fair enough. Actually, you did. But no, and as time goes by, it only gets stronger and better. So that's a good thing. And the industry itself, and I think what everybody does every day is strong, and will continue that way for a long time. So that's good.
Well, thanks very much for joining us today, Scott. And by all means, with anything that you have in terms of questions for Scott or any member of the Henry Schein team, by all means, reach out to ask them for their help and their support. They are there to do their best to make sure that we all get through this period together and that we all thrive and grow together. And that's something that we've always appreciated. So we appreciate that very much, Scott.
Thanks, Sean, and look forward to seeing everybody hopefully in person in the coming months. And again, thank you. Yeah, you tilted your head. Okay, by 2022, let's just say it.
That might be more realistic.
But thanks again for everything. We really do appreciate it, and look forward to seeing everybody soon.
Sounds great. So there you have it. That's Scott Kennedy from Henry Schein, today's installment of Meet Our Partners. I hope you enjoy it. By all means, Schein has been a great supporter of Dental Peers, so I hope that as members of Dental Peers, we can always be great supporters for Henry Schein as well. Looking forward to the next time when I'll be getting together and bringing you another partner in our Meet Our Partners series. So until then, take care, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you soon.